Well, folks, we've got a gift request. Derek Huckaby, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for this gift and request. And this is an interesting one. You and I both had the same reaction. I saw Dancy's Dream, and I'm like, Dancy? I don't really know that name, by Restless Heart. But here's what you said, Derek. You said, not sure if I've ever heard anyone named Dancy. But I guess whoever wrote the song did. LOL. And of course, right? I went to school with a Darcy, but I think a lot of us have heard of at least one Darcy, or have known at least one in our life. But Restless, you said this, Restless Heart was such an underrated band, and they have a deep catalog of great songs. This one was released in 1990. Hope you enjoy. Thanks. Well, thank you for that. Just the right amount of information. Told me nothing about the song, and I like that because I like to experience it. So this is a reaction. If you're new to the channel, 98% of what I do are reactions. I haven't heard the songs before. Boop. Oh, nice beginning. And it's a dream.
Dancer was a deacon. Every Sunday found him there at the Lighthouse Gospel Church with his hands folded in prayer. Standing right beside him was his pretty hometown bride, but no one could have guessed what he was praying deep inside.
I like this. And when I think of the word dream, there are two different types of dreams. One is like a nighttime dream where pattern recognition is all gone and it's all over the map. And the other is like a waking dream, like one where you have hope for something. And this is that. This is where Dancy has hope for something to happen.
Dancy has a demon living somewhere in his past. The dark-haired Cajun angel was the devil dressed in black. Was he really voodoo or just weakness in the man? The only time he ever fell was when she took his hand. Oh, it's been so long, but it's still so strong. Every night the devil comes and walks through Dancy's dream. She takes him by the hand and leads him back to New Orleans. The good man's going crazy, somewhere in between. It begins on Sunday morning, and the sins in Dancy's dream.
All right, got both dreams happening. Is that a mandolin? It sounds like it.
Sometimes it's almost like he was never even there, but other times he swears he smells the flowers in her hair. He never told the secret, no one would understand. She's the only one who's seen the dark side of the man. Oh, it's been so long, but it's still so strong.
I love it.
Every
Suspense.
night the devil comes and walks through Dancy's dream. She takes him by the hand and leads him back to New Orleans. The good man's going crazy, somewhere in between. It begins on Sunday morning, and the sins in Dancy's dream.
I don't know what he did yet. She knows what he did. Did he do it with her? Or did she just see him do something really bad when they were together?
It's been so long, but it's still so strong. Every night the devil comes and walks through Dancy's dream. She takes him by the hand and leads him back to New Orleans. A good man's going crazy, somewhere in between. The hymns on Sunday morning and the sins in Dancy's dream.
I have a theory. I have a theory that this really happened, and Dancy was a name chosen to protect the innocent. But I think somebody knew that this happened to someone close to them, so they wrote a song about it, changed the name, maybe even changed the city. But we didn't find out what he did. I commented as the song was going. I didn't stop it for this comment, but it was that she knows his dark side. That was a lyric in the song. She knows his dark. The woman he was with in New Orleans knows his dark side. He knows what her hair smells like, the flowers in her hair or something like that. But she's seen his dark side. Now, is that a reference to the fact that, let's say he had an affair with her? So she would have been partial to that dark side where he had an affair. Or did she see him, say, steal a car or kill somebody? Like, beat somebody up badly, but we don't know. It's just one of those suspenseful songs. I like the harmonies here. I like the tempo of the song. But Dancy's dream isn't really his dream. He wants this thing out of there. Like it said, he's got a demon in his past. He wants excised. He wants that thing, exorcised. Excise is a text. Exorcised. He wants it gone, but he can't get it out. And it infects his dreams at night. It gets in there. He's thinking about it. Sometimes it's as though it never happened. That was a lyric in the song, or the import of the lyric. But other times he just can't escape it. It keeps taking him back to New Orleans, whatever took place. That's guilt. That when you have a conscience, which not everybody does, but when you have a conscience, that messes with you. There are certain people, in my book even that I write, I say that narcissists are actually aware of other people's feelings, but they learn to manipulate them and such. And then they don't care how much it hurts other people. They're aware that it hurts other people. They just don't care that it hurts other people. It doesn't change how they act. I have another class of people that I describe as takers. And those people do not feel anything of other people. They don't try to. It's not even in them to feel what somebody else is. And they have no conscience toward other people. If they do something wrong or hurt it, they just don't feel it. They don't actively try to hurt others. They just don't care when they do. It doesn't faze them in the least. There's no such thing as behavior modification, self-moved behavior modification with takers. Narcissists, I can make a different case for that. And in this, he has a conscience. So he's neither a taker nor a narcissist because he feels it and it plagues him that he did something. I think many of us have things. Like I can look back on some things earlier in my life and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that to that kid in 6th grade. Normal kid stuff, but you grow older and if you remember some of those things, you're like, oh God, if I ever see that person, I'll have to apologize. One of my high school reunions, I apologized to a couple of people and they didn't even remember it. And either they were being nice to let me off the hook that they didn't remember it. But in any case, I had to say that. I had to apologize. Whatever the deacon, he's got hymns and sins. And I like that. I don't know if there's a song with that title, but Derek, that would be a good one right there. Hymns and sins. Because that's what this song was, whatever his sin was. But we never found out. I love that. But I like the tempo. I think there was a mandolin in there. I do know that you can have guitar strings that will sound like a banjo. You can have guitar strings that will sound like a mandolin, depending on what you guitar players do with it. But that sure sounded like a mandolin. And a mandolin's a happy instrument. Try being sad when you hear a mandolin. It's almost impossible. And yet, this guy's struggles were right on through. And the tempo didn't change. He was living his life. We don't even know if he was married. He's a deacon. I think, I don't know, not all denominations follow the biblical accounts, but I think it's a bishop is supposed to be like the husband of one wife. And then it's at least one wife or at most one wife. That's why denominations spring up because you interpret it differently. But we don't know if he was married. We don't know what his deal was. I like that. All right, Derek. I'm going to rate this song. This is weird. It's only like the second or third time that this number has ever popped into my head. It was a half number. It's not 89.5 is what popped into my head. So what do I do with that? I think I'm going to do what I wanted all my teachers to do when I fell halfway point, is bump it up. So I'm going to come in with a 9.0, even though at 89.5 is what popped into my head. So there it is. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. And Derek, thank you. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking a country.